Welcome to week 10 of my 13 weeks of Halloween. This week I did a mini Scarecrow, so let's watch. The process was a lot faster than I expected, but definitely a lot of steps. So I gathered all sorts of random materials. First, I made a list of what materials you need to make a Scarecrow. And then, of course, I had to draw it out in my sketchbook because that's a very important step for me, or I won't know what I'm doing. So I always like to do one hand with a light pencil and one hand with a dark pencil so that I can like play with it a little. I don't know. Anyways, I have this fun, odd cardboard. I have no idea what it came out of or where it came from actually. My house, the neighbor's house, I don't know. Anyways, cool, fun piece of thick cardboard that I decided to use for the base. And then I knew a scarecrow is just a stick up, like a T, like a cross, I guess that's what that is. But I didn't know what you do with the two legs, so I kind of just like figured it out as I went. And I think, it works. It works in the end. This whole contraption here could have been more stable. I didn't realize how the bottom wasn't going to like have all that much stability. Anyways, it works. So I didn't really know what I was doing. Obviously. So this was the night before, and then I wanted to get this part started so that the next day I could start with the actual like scarecrow dude. So I did the hot gluing and then the painting really fast and then went to bed. So then the next day I come and play with it now that it's dry, and I need to figure out how big is my cross so that I can figure out how big to make the pattern pieces for the scarecrow's clothing. So I just kind of draw out the cross on the paper and then try to draw out clothes over it, which then I realized later where I'm not good at making patterns. When I make my own pattern when I sew, oh Jesus. Anyways, that's another story. I don't know where you make it bigger. So I winged it, went for it. And he's super thin. Like there was no room to put stuffing. Well, a little bit of room. I make it work. He could have been wider. I don't know how in the pattern I would have drawn that to make it work. Drawing patterns is not my thing. My grandmother did not help me with that. So she was always the kind of person to be like, go to the library. Okay, what book do I read? I need a little bit more directions. So anyways, you cut out the fabric pattern, I guess I'm still doing pattern, for a head. I wanted a separate flannel shirt with an overall set, and then the hat. So I think that's it. No feet or anything. And I had no idea what a scarecrow's hat looks like, so I totally went with the witch hat shape because I know that shape. So I left my little pattern pieces. They sort of worked. And then I just found random fabric from the basement. This must have come from my grandmother's house. I didn't bother to iron it. I don't usually bother to iron things if they're in projects like this. I try to find a piece that's flat enough to work. It worked. If it's too bumpy though, it won't work at all. I've learned that the hard way. So then what am I going to make the face out of? I choose this like slightly thicker kind of yellowish color. And then the hat is this stuff one of my sisters left when she was visiting. It's this like burlappy, I don't know. It's not quite ribbon. And then I thought maybe that ribbon would work for my hat, but it was too thick. And then I remembered I wanted to do patches on the clothes because scarecrows have patches. That's like a thing. There's I see my scarecrow in the background. I have two scarecrows right here that I was trying to use as like, what's the word for inspiration? That's the word. So I make patches out of the orange fabric that I found. And then I have this dress. I don't know if you can see it. There's a dress back here that I bought so I would have jean fabric. Oh, it's right there. There's a dress right there. I know, sorry, spaces. Words are hard for me right now. I'm trying. Anyways, so I love the jean to work with. That's fun. And then I had that patch stuff that I was making the orange patches out of. So I did the band for the hat. And then I have these paint pens. These are just acrylic paint pens. They're not fabric pens, but this is never going to get washed, so it didn't matter. So I just take all my paint pens. I need to see every color I have, and then I'm trying to figure out what do I want the face to look like. I wanted it to be kind of a step up from a basic Scarecrow face, but I also wanted a basic Scarecrow face. So I went with the basics. Like, I know the cheeks with the little dots are on like every Scarecrow I see. So I don't know. This might not. I don't know. Anyways, it's cute enough. It worked. So the face can look like literally anything. Eyes and a mouth. Doesn't matter. I liked it though. So, and it's fun to play with these pens. Back to the base. I'm still figuring out. I have to gather all my pieces before I turn on the hot glue gun, plug it in, whatever words. And I like to fill my basket with my materials so that it's easy access and I don't have to go find anything as I'm working. Oh yeah, it needed some hair too, so I didn't know what kind I wanted. I had all these different yarns to work with, and then I also had that broom. Did I ever show the broom? There's a broom that comes into play at some point. And hey Doobie, oh my Doobie, hey Doobie. Want to see Doobie? Doobie, quick shot of Doobie. Okay, anyways, so I'm putting the clothes. I'm putting the clothes, that's a word, on the Scarecrow's fabric stick. His cross. Hey Doobie. And I'm realizing how skinny he is and how I'm not gonna get the fluffing in there that I wanted to get. I tried to make the Scarecrow a woman. She was going to be, how do you feminize that word? She's a scarecrow. I don't know. Is that? I don't know. Anyways, I'm making stuff up here. My needy guy. So I just kind of hot glue the seams together. No, like, you know, when you usually sew, you go like this so that there's no, it doesn't look funky. I just straight went so it's got as much room as it can. Oops, I'm in the middle of something. Boop, 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 boop. And then I tried to shove in any stuffing. Did I already mention I wanted to give it, you know, shape? It didn't fit. It didn't work. I tried to give two individual, you know, a little. It didn't. I don't think it looks like. But the butt worked. So I think I do have two individual little. I tried. It was really hard to get the stuffing up the pant legs because they're so skinny. And I guess I could have, I don't know, just made the whole thing wider. I guess that's how patterns work. I don't know. Maybe I should have looked at a pattern. It's not really how I do crafts. Here, why don't you play with your toy? Good boy. So I used this bag of stuffing. Whoa, that's really a pillow. Me and my mother usually just get one pillow and then we'll open it and we'll use it for many different crafts. And then just a stick to poke in. That's just a bamboo, I don't know, craft skewer, I guess is what it's called. And you massage the fluffing, what's that called? The stuffing down into it. And then for the hair, I was not precise at all. I didn't bother. I just did the whole, close enough. And then it kind of sticks out of the hat anyway, so I didn't do a great job there with the hair. My hat was probably too small, actually. I'm gonna go with that. So stuff the head a little bit. Also, when you're stuffing, you gotta leave just enough room so you can stick the hay out of it, the broom. I bought that little hay from the Not Dollar store, but it was too small and it just, oof, it made a big mess. I tried not to even open it all the way. But the broom that I bought, that broom, ha! Oh my God, I love my broom. And it was made of corn and it smells interesting. So I kept sniffing my broom. What was I talking about? You gotta be able to stick your straw out there because he's a straw man. What are these called? Scarecrows. Anyway, my train of thought is not on the tracks at all. I had physical therapy this morning. It's the second time I went. It helped a lot. I need to remember, I was told, don't be afraid to stand up. I'm getting my hay to just stick out. So I realized I should have put the hot glue in and then stuck the hay in, but I didn't. I let the hot glue dry and then I had to like peel it open to try to shove some of the hay down there. I didn't think that out all that well. So whatever. And then I tried to cover the little bit of cross that sticks out on the sides with the hay, of course, and then just a little bit sticking out of his feet and trim it. That was cute. And then for the legs, I just hot glued everywhere but where the stick is. And it kind of works. I mean, I don't love how that is, but it worked. So for the base, I wanted to, oh, I'm not even starting the base yet. I'm still going to put his hat on. Okay, so he gets his hat, right? Anyways, not so special. His hair just kind of stick around. So for the base, I wanted to cover that odd corrugated outside thing because it's like a, whatever the tall kind of cardboard's called, the thicker kind. So I wanted to cover it with some kind of a ribbon or whatever. So I went looking through our bin of Halloween craft stuffs. And we didn't have very much ribbon to pick from. A lot of it was extremely patterned. So I chose one that was actually, I feel like it kind of blends into the situation. What do you even call this? Blends into the scene, blends into the floor. My brain's not working all that well. I see the neurologist in a few days. I wonder how that's gonna go. Anyways, so, oh, the little touches were fun. Like, this is, of course, this cookie tin has buttons in it, and I needed buttons for my overall clasps, and they had to be 2 different buttons, and they had to be tiny buttons. So, you know, that was one of many button tins. I just picked one and went with it. It worked. And then I had all this random decorative stuff. So I decorated myself some mushrooms. Did I ever finish my sentence about the ribbon? I hot glue ribbon all the way around the outside so no bugs can climb in the hole. I don't know if I finished that thought or not. I don't think I did. And then you can decorate the like scene. And I didn't want him to just be standing on a base because that seems boring as hell, right? I think so. He's just there. I think it's much cuter when you add a little scene. So I add these mushrooms that I found. I just decided to color them kind of however. And then I had 2 pumpkins left that I was going to make into earrings or headbands or hair clips or something, but I chose not to. I wanted them on this. I thought it'd be cute. Oh, hey, there's the ribbon. So I just hot glued that around. I thought that was kind of a cute Halloween-y touch, and it protects the inside of the thing. So I add like a little bit of hay and a little bit of just, you know, one of those fake flowers and leaves and stuff around so that I have some kind of, what is it, yard, farm, field? Field. It's a field. Yes. I kind of hate working with these little pieces because they don't, the hot glue melts part of it and part of it just wants to keep falling over, so putting those on is a little difficult. But putting those on was difficult too. They just kept trying to pop off, so I had to sit there and hold it and then like wait until it melted through because it kept popping. So whatever. I like it, and I thought it was cute. I wind up putting it in the kitchen, and then it winds up, I think, on my mom's desk in her office at some point. It was a fun piece. I enjoyed it. My odd little scarecrow. It's a little wonky, but it's cute. I think it's cute. So, thanks for watching.